Tony from sportsworld.hk. Today we're going to talk about how to install valve extenders on your tubulars. Basically we have three styles of valve extender at Sportsworld. This one here is a TUFO with a threaded end that accommodates removable valve cores. That's actually the kind that we recommend. This is a Lesign that just fits on top of your existing valve. And these are zip or zip style. And again, like the Lesign, they fit on top of the existing valve cores. So with any valve core, we recommend that you take a bit of Teflon tape, slide it around the threads, and then simply install the valve extender right onto the valve. And the Teflon tape will help ensure that the seal is good. And that's it. The disadvantage, of course, of this valve type is you can't access the valve actually when the tire is on. And if you want to access the valve to either put in some sealant or because your valves become defective, you basically have to remove that, and that would entail actually taking the tire off, which if it's a tubular, it's a bit of a hassle because you have to unglue it and remove the tubular, which could take a while. We have two sizes of the TUFO valve extenders, and what we do is we simply mix and match them to get the right amount of depth based on the rim that you need. So if you had an 88mm depth, all we do is we take two of the 40s and strap them together like this. Use the TUFO tool to tighten it, and that's all. And for extra measure, we can also put a bit of Teflon tape in there to ensure a good seal. For the TUFO valve, basically we use this TUFO tool that comes free with the TUFO sealant. Basically has two tools built into it. One tool to remove the valve core and one tool to tighten the valve extender. So basically we use the small hole, pop it on against the valve core, and then we turn it counterclockwise, simply to remove the valve core. And there it is. And then we put the TUFO valve extender in the stem. Basically, like anything else on dealing with a valve extender, we want to put a bit of Teflon tape just to ensure a good seal. So just wrap it around like that, and then pop the valve extender in the valve stem, turn it. At some point we're going to meet some resistance. So all we do is we use the big wrench-like portion of the valve tool, put it against the flats on the TUFO valve extender, and then tighten it. Not too much because it is possible to strip the thread. Just about 2 Newton meters, and there we go. Then just a question of putting the valve core in the end. Again, using a bit of Teflon tape just to ensure that we have a seal. All valve cores actually come with a gasket, which is what forms the seal, but we just like to put a bit of Teflon tape. Doesn't cost anything really. Put it in the end, turn clockwise, and then when it gets hard to turn, tighten it a tiny bit with the hole portion of the TUFO tool. And we're good to go. We have an extended valve. Now the nice thing about this type of valve is that the valve core always extends outside of the rim, and it's accessible to us if we need to do any maintenance on the tire. And there we go, the valve stem is accessible, and I can pump it up, and as I normally would, once it's pumped up, I just tighten the lock on the valve, and I can put a cap on it if I want. At Sportsworld, basically we sell 3 different types of valve extenders. Basically the zip style, which simply sits on top of your stem and extends the valve. The TUFO style, which we prefer because you can put a removable valve core on the end and always have it accessible outside of the rim. And also the Lesign, which is essentially the same as the TUFO style, except it's got a nice thread so that you can use a pump that has a threaded chuck, and it'll still work because it won't work with the zip style. One of the disadvantages as well of the zip style and also the Leazine, is that these are so wide in terms of a diameter that they won't fit in certain rims. Certainly our Torque Systems rims they will not fit into because this hole is too small, and the smallest ones, the smallest diameter valve extenders you can get in the market are the TUFO ones. So that's what we tend to recommend, and that's what we use. So that is ins and outs of the valve extenders that we sell at Sports World. And on behalf of Sports World, thanks for watching this video. I'm Tony from sportsworld.hk.